So let's talk about WWE No Mercy 2017. This was a show that was really built up tremendously with two huge matches that could be WrestleMania main events. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman and John Cena versus Roman Reigns. They really stacked this show with those two big main events. You've got four guys here who are usually protected by the company, four big main eventers having, like I said, WrestleMania caliber matchups from the build-up. Going into the show, we were expecting this to maybe be the best pay-per-view of the year. I don't think it was. I was a little bit disappointed in this show, and maybe it's just my own, personal, I guess, high expectations, but the show was a bit of a disappointment for me. There's something that I think WWE is doing now that I'm not sure I entirely agree with, and I'm not one to argue with WWE because obviously they're the business, I'm just a fan, but as a fan, there are things that I'm a little bit curious about as far as the direction of the company and where they're going, but I'm going to address that as we go through, with this video and my opinion on the show. The show was good, but it wasn't great, and I was going into it expecting it to be great, and that might be my fault, but I was expecting it to be great. The build-up I thought was great, and it really kind of let me down. So they opened the show with The Miz versus Jason Jordan. I'm not going to talk about Elias against Apollo Crews. I don't care. I don't care about Elias or Apollo Crews. And Jason Jordan is finished. Jason Jordan was pushed into a big, big role as Kurt Angle's storyline son, and he just doesn't have the charisma to pull off the story as a singles. As a tag team with Chad, it's different because he can do a great, great comeback. He's good at doing the hot tag. He's very athletic, but by himself, it just doesn't work. The crowd was really, really into The Miz more than Jason Jordan. This is LA, so he is from there, but I just thought it was... Jason Jordan just doesn't have the charisma. Maybe in the future he'll have it, but, maybe he'll fit into his role. But the problem with Jason Jordan is kind of like what happened to The Rock, where they're pushing this guy down people's throats, and people don't like that. Same thing that happened to Cena and Roman Reigns, which we're going to get to later on, but it's one of those things where I just don't think that Jason Jordan has it. And if you don't believe me, check out his post-match promo. He said, Kurt Angle sucks, but Miz really does suck. Like, come on, dude. Like, that's a horrible, horrible promo. He was booed the entire time. Just, it's not going to work. If they turn him heel, maybe, as a babyface by himself, it's not going to work. They had Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, and I was curious because I feel like this was booked backwards. The idea should have been that Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor have matches, and Bray Wyatt wins the matches, forcing Finn to become the Demon again. This is what I said during the SummerSlam recap. This was backwards. Finn Balor became the Demon at SummerSlam, won the match. This is the rematch, and they did an angle where Bray Wyatt beat him up before the match, threw him on the table, and then they were kind of doing like an injury thing with Balor, and then Wyatt kept calling him a coward, so he came back, and then they had a match. They just had a wrestling match, and Bray Wyatt still lost. So he had the dude beat, and Finn Balor's just way too good for Bray Wyatt, according to the storyline, and he just beat him. And there was a little bit of blood here and there in the match. I don't know if it was purposely done or not, but it was okay. It wasn't anything special. Finn Balor won, so I guess that's the end of this feud. I don't know where they go from here with Bray Wyatt. I just kind of expected Bray to win and do a third one, but I guess not. The TLC pay-per-view's next, so we'll see. Then we had what I think was the craziest match of the night here, and that's Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose against Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag belts. This was a really, really good match, probably the best match of the night, and there was one moment where I just, So if you saw the match, you know what I'm talking about. Cesaro got his teeth knocked out. Now, I don't know if the dude already had fake teeth, but he went into the post and went mouth first into it and lost his teeth, bro. This was one of the most disgusting things that we've seen in WWE. Like, the dude lost his freaking teeth. Knocked out legit because he went into the post. This was so freaking gross. There was blood everywhere. You could see his teeth, like, cracked. This dude's going to have to visit the dentist tomorrow, ASAP, and get that fixed because... ouch. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a broken tooth. I have, but not in the front. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. But the actual match itself was amazing. Tremendous work here. Look, I'm not a huge fan of Dean Ambrose at all. He, has kind of fallen apart the last couple years. I used to like him a lot, ages ago when he was in the Indies. But the dude really brought it here, and so did Seth Rollins. These guys work so hard every single time. And Sheamus, I've been a fan of Cesaro for many, many years. Sheamus, I like him. I don't love him, but he worked really, really hard in this match. I loved how they did a lot of spots that were kind of placed to their previous match, where they tried to go for that reversal from the top rope, that double team, and that was reversed. That was cool. Cesaro, basically what happened was Sheamus was gonna hit Ambrose with the bro kick. He missed, hit Cesaro. Rollins then came in a little bit mistimed, but it was still okay. Used that spinning knee move that he does, where he twists the guy into the knee. It's like the Rainmaker from Okada, but it's with a knee instead of clothesline. And then Ambrose hit the DDT, Dirty Deeds, 1, 2, 3. Good match. I wish the feud would continue, and it probably will. Hopefully Cesaro will get his teeth fixed, because, oh my God, that was bad. Like, oh man, like that. I'm never going to forget that, dude. Mouth first into the post. Just thinking about it makes me shiver, dude, for real. Because if you're out there, dude, and you've never had your teeth knocked out, because I haven't, not the front ones, you don't want it to happen. Just, bad. All right, so then we had Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Emma, Bayley, and Sasha Banks for the women's title. I liked this match. I really liked it. It was way better than I thought. There was some really nasty stuff here. Nia Jax took a powerbomb from the apron to the floor, and all that weight, she's a big girl, big girl. All that weight on her neck, ouch. That looked very painful. Emma didn't really give her best performance here. The match ended when Bliss hit a DDT on Bayley and got the pin. And what was interesting is that she pinned Bayley. Now that's interesting to me, because I thought that Emma was in this match to get pinned. Because out of these girls, Emma's the one that isn't really getting pushed to the top, but Bayley got pinned. So that's not a good sign for Bayley. I don't know if they're going to turn her heel. I don't know if she's going to end up starting to lose. I don't know, but I thought they were going to go with another Alexa Bayley match next month, but that does not appear to be the case. They might be going with a Nia Jax match instead, but I was surprised that Bayley got pinned. That's usually not a good omen. But I like the match. These girls worked really hard. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. This was a good match, but it was not what I was expecting. The match was not bad. Try to understand where I'm coming from. It wasn't bad, but it felt like the first match of a multiple match series. Like, they didn't bust out all the craziness, but there was just enough so that it felt like a main event. There was a lot of really good stuff here. There was a really cool little thing where Reigns did the spear from one table to another, which we've seen before, but this time it looked extra nasty because Reigns landed on the top of his head coming down the concrete, so that was pretty nasty. It's interesting, though, because the match... Okay, so Roman Reigns won the match. Cena hit the FU or the AA, whatever they want to call it, and then followed up with another AA, like how he beat AJ at the Rumble. But Roman, kicked out. Fine. Like, that, I expected that. And then he goes for another one, but Roman then reverses, hits the spear, 1, 2, 3. Superman punch spear, and pin Cena, 1, 2, 3. They did a thing where they kind of played up like this is going to be like Cena's retirement or torch passing, sort of like what The Rock did at WrestleMania 29 with Cena, where after the match they had a long, pause. Cena, raised Roman's hand, whispered something in his ear. Roman left. Cena stayed in the ring, kind of looked at the fans. They kept saying over and over again that, Michael Cole kept saying that Cena's the greatest of all time, which, I mean, come on now. But they just really pushed that. So they really, really annoyed me with that, to be honest. The fans, of course, gave Cena a standing ovation, said thank you, Cena. They are really teasing the retirement of John Cena. Now, I'm telling you right now, John Cena is not retiring. This is not John Cena's last match. Not even close. He's going to come back. Whether it be against Roman Reigns or somebody else at Mania, I don't know. But this is not his last match. But I felt like they were trying to do that passing the torch thing, and there were two problems I had with it. Number one, the match I didn't think was that great. Little bit anticlimactic at the end. Good, not great. That's my opinion. Good, not great. I feel like they could have done more and made it more epic with more epic near falls. It just didn't really hit with me. Two, one of the things that bugged me was it's almost like it's too soon for this. Like, the idea of Cena passing the torch to Roman Reigns, as much as a lot of people might not like that, it makes sense for them to do it. But that's more of a WrestleMania moment. You don't want to do that at No Mercy. You see what I'm saying? That No Mercy is just not a big enough show. Even though it was in LA, it's just not a big enough show to do this. You want to do it at WrestleMania. And they did it here. And I don't know why. I don't know why they did it so soon. You would think that they would have maybe 2 or 3 more matches. Maybe Cena wins one, Roman wins one, then the last one Roman does win, and then Cena passed the torch. But no, Cena just lost. And then on the Raw Talk show afterward, they pretty much did that whole work shoot thing where Renee Young was like, oh, is this your new role now to make somebody else look better? Which really annoyed me. You know, I don't like when they say wrestling's fake. We all know it's fake. You don't have to tell us it's fake. And Cena was like, yeah, this is my role. Reigns is the guy. Blah, blah, blah. But Reigns didn't get any more over by winning this match. See, that's the thing that really is going to hit home with me. I don't think Roman Reigns got more over winning this match. And when you do a passing of the torch thing, the idea is to get the other guy more over. I think Reigns beating Taker at WrestleMania is more than enough, to be honest with you. And the fact that he beat Triple H last year, and then you've got him beating Cena. So the issue I have here now is the plan is to have Roman Reigns get coronated again at WrestleMania 34 when he wins the championship. That's the plan that we had heard right now. Well, the issue is, who is Reigns going to face after he wins the belt? The only guy who Reigns hasn't been able to beat is Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman, which again, that's fine. But Braun Strowman and Joe have both lost to Brock Lesnar in anticlimactic matches. That's coming up. I'll talk about that here in a minute. So I feel like Reigns winning at WrestleMania against Lesnar, if that's still the plan, is not really going to be as effective because he's going to need challengers. And they've still got time. They've got like 7 months to build up to a new guy to go against Roman. But I feel like Cena-Roman would have been better to have happened after Mania. Maybe SummerSlam next year. Maybe they'll still do it. I just feel like it was too soon for them to do this. Again, that's my opinion. If you disagree, that's cool. I just felt it was a little anticlimactic. Like, it's just, after all that trash talk, like that was it. I don't know. Neville versus Enzo Amore, boring. Just, it was boring. Enzo destroyed him the entire match. They did like an Eddie Guerrero type finish where Enzo was on the outside. He grabbed the belt. He basically acted like he was having a concussion. And then Enzo gets in the ring and teases grabbing the belt. The ref takes it away from him. He hit, and then as the ref turns around to give the belt back to the timekeeper, Enzo low blows Neville and pins him 1, 2, 3, and now Enzo is the Cruiserweight champion. So any credibility, because they booked it like a joke, any credibility that Cruiserweight division is pretty much finished. Nobody cares about 205 Live. The viewership is, very, very, very bad. People don't care about the Cruiserweights, and it's WWE's fault entirely for booking crap like this. Neville, I think, was a champion that had credibility. He's a great worker, had the belt for a long time. The Aries feud, I think, worked. But it's just one of those things where now it's really become a joke. This kind of felt like WCW. This felt like when Medusa and Oklahoma were the Cruiserweight champion there. It's like they gave up on the belt. And to be honest, the division's been dead for a while, but now it's like really dead. Because now the Cruiserweight title in 205 Live is going to be a joke freaking show. Like, now nobody's going to watch it. I mean, Enzo, if you like Enzo, I mean, that's great. His act is a little bit stale to me, and he's not that good of a worker, so I don't like this decision at all. Main event, Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. Little bit of a disappointment, okay? Tremendous build-up, tremendous hype. Braun Strowman has been very, very protected, more than almost anybody in this company, and you gotta give it up to WWE. They really made this guy a star. Like, they really protected him, they pushed him. He is a star. But in this match, there was good stuff in the match. There was a lot of no-selling by Strowman. Then Lesnar started to wear him down, chop him down. The story of the match was fine. The story of the match was that Strowman was too strong for Lesnar, but Lesnar is an athlete, and he can outwork him. And that's pretty much what happened. Lesnar hit suplexes, and then Strowman was no-selling him. But as the match progressed, Strowman started to sell him. And that was cool. That's good storytelling. The first 2 suplexes might not hurt you, but the third or fourth ones do. That makes sense. In a real fight, if I German suplex you once or twice, you might be okay, but 3 or 4 or 5 times it's going to start to hurt. Made sense. Lesnar did the Kimura. That was cool seeing that again. Strowman hit 2 power slams, but because he was too weakened from the previous Germans, he couldn't get the pinfall. Then he did one and Lesnar kicked out. Then Lesnar just got up and got the F5. And that was it. It was very similar to Samoa Joe match where you've got these two guys who are very well protected. These two monsters like Joe and Strowman. They go in there and they lose to one F5. Now, here's the thing. I think WWE is trying to protect the F5. That's my guess. They're trying to make it so that one F5 can beat you. So one F5 worked on Goldberg. One F5 worked on Joe. One F5 worked on Roman, even though there was a war. And one F5 worked here. So the idea of him hitting 2, 3, 4, 5 F5s is probably going to be saved for WrestleMania. That's fair. The problem is that we just saw Braun Strowman survive an ambulance attack, 15 spears by Roman Reigns, and who knows what else at SummerSlam. You would think that it would take more than just one F5 to beat the guy. And I think that even though the Strowman push is not completely finished, I think it's been derailed here. I really do. I understand the idea of protecting the F5. I get it. But it's hard to re-educate the fans to see moves as being protected when you have so many, multiple finishers in matches. You've got so many kickouts now. Not just at Mania, but other big pay-per-views. I feel like WWE really kind of dropped the ball on protecting finishers. So now they want to do it, but it's hard to swallow, and it actually makes Joe and Strowman look weak. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm seeing it. I feel like Brock should have hit at least 2 F5s. That would have been enough for me, for both Joe and Strowman. Especially Strowman. Because Strowman has been made to look like an unbeatable monster. And he got beat by Lesnar. So right now, they are protecting Lesnar and Roman Reigns, because they're probably going to have that match at WrestleMania. And then Roman's probably going to beat him for the title and get coronated for a 5th time or whatever. And then what? Then what? I feel like WWE has to really think about the future. And they've done a great job with Strowman. And I think he is going to be the future, him and Joe. But having Lesnar beat these two guys, maybe they figure Lesnar's not coming back. Maybe they got to get these wins in now. But you would think it'd be smarter to have, these guys beat Lesnar. Not now. Next year. After Lesnar drops the belt. That way you have a multitude of guys who have wins over Brock Lesnar. Because right now, the only guys that have wins over Brock Lesnar, talking about his comeback run, not before, his comeback run from 2012 and on, is Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Goldberg. 4 guys who's, let's be real, they're not exactly up-and-comers. So we got to have an up-and-comer beat this dude. Roman, sure, maybe, if you want to go that route. Some folks won't like it, but whatever. They got to have other guys. Lesnar can't just leave without losing to another guy, I feel like. At least give something back. But I think he'll resign. I think he will resign, especially now that John Jones is not fighting. I think he'll resign. But nonetheless, anticlimactic main event. And Cena versus Roman was a bit of a letdown. So it's a thumbs in the middle show going up. The tag match was crazy, but that tooth spot was ridiculous. Overall, this was probably the best Raw show, I think, of the year. I got to go back and watch the February show, see if I like it more, the Fast Lane or whatever the hell it was called. But this one was a lot better. It was a solid pay-per-view, and I am not looking forward to Hell in a Cell whatsoever. I'm really not. I might just skip it, or I might watch it fast forward to the next day. But we'll see. Let me know what you think about the show in the comments, and thank you for checking out my review of No Mercy 2017, and we'll see where they go from here. Talk to y'all later.